And we begin tonight with a sobering update from Maui as it grapples with an unprecedented wildfire disaster. Tragically, this fire has now become the deadliest wildfire in modern history, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. The toll is heart-wrenching, nearly 100 lives lost and over 2,000 homes and structures reduced to ashes. However, the full extent of the devastation is yet to be fully comprehended. From above, the panoramic view reveals the sweeping aftermath of this catastrophe in Lahaina. The scale of destruction is staggering and the repercussions continue to unfold. Astonishingly, only a mere 3% of the affected homes have undergone thorough inspections for potential casualties.
And so we're going as fast as we can. But just so you know, 3%, that's what's been searched with the dogs, 3%. We got 12 more dogs on the way today. We just made that, I made that request, FEMA made that happen, they're on their way. But think about how hot and how humid it is, and we can only go as fast as that animal can go.
Now, in light of this dire situation, it's crucial to address the safety of residents. For the latest instructions and guidance, we turn to Joshua Galang, reporting directly from our Hawaii Bureau. Joshua, could you provide us with the current developments and the essential measures residents must prioritize during these extraordinary times?
We're here at War Memorial Gymnasium, which is one of the evacuation sites for the residents of Lahaina who were displaced due to the recent wildfires which devastated the island of Maui. And as you can see behind me are the amount of goods that were provided and donated for this relief effort. What started out as a single fire quickly spread throughout the city of Lahaina and west parts of Maui, engulfing everything in its path.
Like, it felt like I felt like I was gonna die that day, because it was just fire filled up the parking lot and everything, and I had to throw on my mask and everything, just put a towel over my face and start going. So
I lose my home, all my papers too, everything. That's only I can take with me. That's only my wife, my son, and my car. That's it. I don't have time for the rest of my stuff. I see this escena in like movies, only that one, but I to see the real stuff. That's crazy.
Aloha, Hawaii. I wanted to give you several updates on the state of the crisis on Maui. I've just returned. We were there for several hours today. People are doing okay, but this is the largest natural disaster in our history.
Maui County has been dealing with severe level drought conditions, which only amplified the fires that tore through the city of Lahaina. According to the U.S. Drought Monitor released Thursday, drought worsened in Hawaii over the past week, leading to fire spread. High winds from Hurricane Dora 500 miles south of Hawaii, coupled with low humidity levels, produced dangerous fire weather conditions through Wednesday afternoon.
But having seen that storm, we have doubts that much could have been done with a fiery, fast-moving fire like that.
Limited firefighting resources, along with the geography of Maui, have complicated efforts in containing the fire. With only one highway through the entire island, the road is congested, with essential workers making their way in and residents desperately trying to make their way out. What makes this particular situation unprecedented is the destruction of homes, churches, businesses, and key cultural sites in such a short amount of time. In just one night, hundreds of years of culture and history were destroyed by the seemingly unstoppable firestorms. Lahaina, which was once the capital of Hawaii, holds a very special place in the hearts of Native Hawaiians, who are deeply connected and rooted to this land because of its rich history. Hours before the town of Lahaina was engulfed in flames, the sirens that would have warned the entire population were not activated. This was worsened by the power and cellular outages that could have helped more people become aware of the emergency at hand.
But yeah, I've pretty much everybody's saying the same thing, that we had no warning, no evacuation notice. So a lot of people were not prepared, that by the time they find out that it was time to go, it was almost too late. A lot of people got trapped, and it's just really sad. It's just sad. There's a lot of friends and family, I still don't know where they are. I don't know if they got out or if they're okay. Yeah, it's just devastating and sad, you know, and it's going to be forever before we can go back. You know, it's going to take a long time to rebuild that town. It's basically, most of it is just burned to the ground. It looks like a war zone, like somebody dropped a bomb in there or something.
Okay, there was no warning. Like I said, I was paying attention on my phone to the news, okay? Oh, it's so many hundreds of miles south. We're going to have some strong winds. It's going to play havoc with our trade winds. Nothing to worry about. Okay? The next day, when the storm passed by, okay, all of a sudden, my apartment went black. I said, is it going to rain? When we opened the door, it was orange from the fire. Okay?
The largest force at play in that night were 80-mile-per-hour winds. And the winds were, if I can be specific, up to 60 miles per hour, but then gusting to 81 miles per hour. That created an incredibly intense and dangerous circumstance. And so fortunately now, those storms have passed. We're mindful of that. We're doing all that we can to prepare more in the future, of course. And we know that resources will be brought to bear, always. But having seen that storm, we have doubts that much could have been done with a fiery, fast-moving fire like that.
The U.S. Coast Guard, Hawaii's National Guard, and active duty forces have all come together to help. The U.S. Coast Guard helped to rescue survivors who jumped into the waters to avoid the flames that swept through the town. Hawaii's National Guard were able to send helicopters to assist with suppressing the fire.
At 5:45 p.m. Tuesday, Coast Guard Sector Honolulu watchstanders received reports regarding multiple persons in the water needing rescue after fleeing from fire and smoke that had overtaken Lahaina, Maui. Coast Guard Sector Honolulu Command Center issued an urgent marine information broadcast to all mariners indicating what we thought would be a mass rescue, which resulted in response by 8 Good Samaritan vessels. The Command Center also diverted the Coast Guard cutter Joseph Gerzak, launched an air station Barbers Point, an AP-65 Dolphin helicopter air crew, and a 45-foot response boat medium crew from Station Maui in Maui Harbor.
Rebuilding Lahaina will take years, and restoring the history that Lahaina embodied will take even longer.
We talk about this process for you guys that don't know, because you come and you land on a plane and you go to a tourist location. Maui is mostly rural. We've got people that they live on deer and fish, and they grow kalo. And if you don't know what that is, then you look that up. But that's how our families survive here. And the fire took that out. And so we've got a lot of work we've got to do.
The devastation of Lahaina town will surely take a toll on the economy of Maui, which relies heavily on the tourism industry. The tourism industry also accounts for 75% of private sector jobs in Maui, mainly being jobs in hotels, food service, even arts and entertainment. However, Maui residents are pleading with those who plan to visit to give the island time to recuperate and recover from this calamity. President Joe Biden issued a federal disaster declaration on Thursday, August 10, and promised to send whatever is needed to help the recovery. Assistance can include grants for temporary housing and home repairs, low-cost loans to cover uninsured property losses, and other programs to help individuals and business owners recover from the effects of this disaster. The devastating Maui wildfires, which have killed and displaced thousands more, have cost at least $1.3 billion in damages to at least 3,000 residences. Due to the impact of the wildfire, it may have caused harmful contaminants to enter the water system, including benzene and other volatile organic chemicals. Residents in the Lahaina and Upper Kula area are being advised to not use the tap water for drinking and cooking. Additionally, residents are advised to limit or avoid the following: limit shower time, limit use of hot water, avoid using clothes dryers, do not take baths, avoid use of automatic ice makers. Instead, use only bottled water for all drinking, brushing teeth, making ice, and food preparation until further notice. Reporting here on the island of Maui, I'm Joshua Galang for Net 25.
Thank you, Joshua. The Department of Foreign Affairs confirmed today that no Filipino nationals have been impacted by the devastating wildfires that have swept through Maui, Hawaii. In an official statement, DFA Undersecretary Eduardo De Vega provided reassuring news during a Laging Handa press briefing. De Vega emphasized that many Filipinos reside and work in urban areas sheltered from the immediate danger.
Ang good news po, kinausap namin si Conjen Emil Fernandez, kaya contact ng Filipino communities, at yung US State Department mismo, yung official ng Hawaii State Government na nagkipag-unayan sa mga konsulado, said walang foreign nationals na reported affected kasama ang Pilipino. Remember, ang mga Pilipino nagtatrabaho sa mga main cities, forest fire yun, no? So we're monitoring the situation.
Now, upon Anthony Lapuente's return to what had been his cherished abode for a remarkable 16-year span, he's met with a disheartening sight, a nearly complete absence of what once stood. His dwelling, mirroring the fate of countless others in Lahaina, now lies in ruins, consumed by the relentless wildfire that tore through this idyllic Hawaiian haven. Expressing his sentiment, the 44-year-old somberly conveys, "All I can manage to convey is the pain."
Go in, stairs, going up this way. Starbucks tumbler.
Oh.
30. The only thing I can say is, in a selfish matter, it does hurt. It really takes a toll on you emotionally, mentally, and then, of course, physically. But for me, trying to be a big boy and pick myself up by the bootstraps and keep on living. The world doesn't stop spinning just because I have a bad day, and I got just to do my best to be a better person and help out others. Just life in general, how quickly it can just go like that, literally in a blink of an eye. Again, like I was mentioning earlier about the fire, it just boom, almost like a like I don't mean to say it this way, but it's literally like watching one of them cooking shows and all of a sudden you see a quick flame. That's how quickly things got out of control fire-wise.
I was panicking because my sons were still here. I didn't know if they had gotten out, and I lost communication with them. And finally, they came out, and it was just mad chaos. I don't know if they were giving enough notice, or you saw the fire. Basically, you just had to run. So.